Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/AJAR.
I had that idea that, at the end of the day, we're all the same. We're meat, too. We're animals. How could I express that I'm as an animal, as a cow, and at the end of the day, we're the same. We're connected. We're living beings that feel suffering and wants to live. And then I had that idea, can I mix the face of a woman with another animal?
Chantal Poulin Durocher, vegan, heartfelt artist, part 1 of 2. Please continue watching to find out more.
I believe in a call to live with the created order as a vegan. This is a form of non-violent stewardship. It's a process of continual covenant making. It's a movement that encourages compassion at the heart of every food and purchasing choice. The Reverend Father Dries Golding, vegan.
Sizi salamlayıram. Gracious viewers, this means greeting to you in Azerbaijani language. I'm Ajami. The amiable people of Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic appreciate sculptures and fine art, and they hope that you are also surrounded by beauty that lifts your spirit and brings joy to your heart. Today, we are delighted to present the show Chantal Poulin Durocher Vegan Heartfelt Artist Part 1 of 2. Ms. Poulin Durocher Vegan is a Canadian artist from Montreal who now lives in Panama. She had her first solo exhibition in Montreal and has enjoyed a career as a professional artist for many years. Ms. Poulin Durocher is particularly enthusiastic about conveying the beauty and vulnerability of animal people. Her artworks are featured in private collections around the world. Chantal Poulin Durocher has been creating art since a young age.
When I was 16, I studied Beaux-Arts at college. And then after that, I took some private lessons for drawing and painting with Mission Renaissance Fine Art Institute from Los Angeles. And then I started to paint. I thought I had enough training and I started to paint. It's by painting that you're getting good at it and that you develop your own style. I paint for more than 40 years now. So I had different stages. I did paint little girls for 20 years before starting to do other things. But then when I started to paint animals, it just popped up out of my mind to paint big animals so people will see them as individual.
The most powerful daily prayer for any time and before meditation, which is the order from God, and Supreme Master Ching Hai shares with us by His blessed grace.
We humbly worship, praise, thank, obey, and love God Almighty, the Most High, the greatest, for world vegan, world peace, and our soul liberation. We thank, love, praise the only Son of God, who is the ultimate Master for our salvation. We follow the teaching of all the saints and sages. We thank, love, and praise them, who are the representatives of God for our spiritual elevation.
Ms. Poulin Durocher, her husband, and their son are all vegan. They are keenly aware that behind each piece of animal person flesh that is eaten, there is a sentient being who suffered. She shares her story of going vegetarian and then vegan.
We were vegetarian, my husband and I, for 25 years. And about 12 years ago, I read on Facebook a comment with a picture saying that there was more suffering in a glass of milk than on an interstate. So I was like, oh, it doesn't hurt to take the milk of a cow. And then under the post, there was an attachment to look at the movie, which was Earthling. So I was a bit tired. It was late at night. So I said to my husband, if you want to watch something tonight, have a look up that, because they said that there's suffering in milk and I would like to understand. So he said, yeah, I'll watch it. And then the day after, in the morning, we woke up and he had the habit to eat a bowl of cereal with milk, and he decided to eat some toast with jam.
Observing her husband, she also noticed he had changed some of his other breakfast items.
I didn't think about anything. Then he didn't put milk in his coffee. I said, oh, you watched the movie yesterday night? He said, yes. Is it so bad? He said, yes. I turned vegan. Because if it's bad for him, it's bad for me. So finally, little by little, he told me things and I was more open to it. So I dig to see more information. And I realized that also goes against one Buddhist precept, that is not stealing. So for me to take the milk of a cow is stealing, because this milk was never intended to be mine. It's for the babies. So, when you understand that, feathers for animals, wool, everything, it's for them. And if you don't give it freely, it's stealing.
A similar thing happened 35 years ago when Chantal Poulin Durocher read the book Diet for New America by John Robbins and first went vegetarian.
It was a big book, and I read it the whole day. And at the end of the book, I was crying. And the boys, well, my boy and my husband said, what's going on with you? I said, you know what? Because I love you both and because I love animals, don't ask me to cook any meat anymore. That's over.
Vegan, protester of the brutal oppression toward animal people.
My husband and I sat down in a chair. He just knew that she needed the blanket. He felt this immense love for her right at first sight. He wake me up first thing in the morning because he wanted to be next to the crib. I do really feel like in his heart he thinks it's his baby. He would go and lay next to her and put his head down, and he licks her toes. He licks her hand. He had this calming effect, and this is his way of showing that he cares for her as though it's his baby. He really just had this protective instinct where he wanted to be a gentle, caring, loving dad.
Caring viewers, we will pause for a moment to share some vegan cupcakes with our neighbor. When we return, we will discover some of Ms. Poulin Durocher's wonderful artworks. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television. Generous viewers, welcome back to our show, Chantal Poulin Durocher, Vegan, Heartfelt Artist Part 1 of 2. As Miss Poulin Durocher learned more about how the precious animal people are treated and exploited in so many ways, she was inspired to paint and draw wonderful portraits of our animal friends.
When I dig a little bit about the dairy and egg and wool and everything, I discovered more than vegetarianism. I was like, oh, I have to do something, but I didn't know what to do. So I had that big urge of painting a big pig, but in a beautiful way, right? Not with blood and things like that. I wanted to paint a pig so people will go like, oh, it's so beautiful, right? Because people usually don't say that when they see a pig. But I thought that on a painting, a pig, a cow, a lamb would make people realize that, wow, they are beautiful animals and art. But I remember once I did one, a lamb, it was a lamb, and he had a tag in his ear, and I leave the tag there, and it was like 10 feet by 5 feet high.
People's reactions to her artwork have been very interesting.
And I had some comments on Facebook saying, I love your painting, Chantal, but the tag, I said, well, that's what's wrong. And that's what I want to. Isn't that sad? Why they have to tag animals? They are not numbers. So with the beauty of the animal, I did attract attention, but there's always a little detail that makes you uncomfortable, but not too much. You know, like I did a painting called Miss My Mom, and it's a huge painting. It's a huge calf, and he has a tear in his eye. So the whole painting is beautiful, but some people said, well, Chantal, why is he crying? Well, he's crying because they took him apart from, and it gives me the opportunity to explain in a smooth way, you know, about what's going on.
Peace is happening around our world.
There are many countries who have taken actions to promote peace and foster amity among peoples and governments. The following is one of them. Etc.
March 2023. With China's mediation assistance, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Iran agreed to renew diplomatic relations and reopen embassies in their respective countries. By creating peace, we all can make a loving, serene, and prosperous world.
Although the tear brings a feeling of discomfort, it serves an important purpose in highlighting the pain that these beautiful cow people and the vulnerable calves experience.
But it is sad, you know, it's a sad situation. Here in Panama, we have a lot of cattle around, and every few months, we see the old one replaced by babies in the field. So we know that those little males are byproduct of the dairy industry. And in a few months, they will be replaced by others. And they cry. For a few days, they cry because they are lost. They look for their mom, right? So this is not okay. Some people don't see it. They don't live in the country, or they live in town, and they think that meat grows in the store, right? You have this impression that the meat grows like that, but it's not.
Her art piece, We Are the Same, goes further into highlighting that human beings and animal beings are very similar. After all, we are each thinking, feeling, loving beings.
I had that idea that, at the end of the day, we're all the same. We're meat too. We're animals. How could I express that I'm as an animal, as a cow, and at the end of the day, we're the same. We're connected. We're living beings that feel suffering and wants to live. And then I had that idea, can I mix the face of a woman with another animal? Then I start to work a little bit with some apps, so you can blend. And I found that perfect little calf with the woman. And I thought, oh, that's exactly what I want. Well, hopefully everybody, but to me, it looks like, yeah, we are the same. We both have an eye and different nose maybe, but we're exactly the same. And also the title is by Albert Schweitzer. It says, think occasionally of the suffering of which you spare yourself the sight. And it's a woman and she's like that. And there's a lamb in her face. So with that painting, I wanted people to stop and think before eating someone. Thinking about, what am I eating? Is it death or is it alive? Is it going to nourish me? Is it full of suffering?
We admire the artworks created by Miss Chantal Poulin Durocher and honor the artistic manner in which she conveys such important themes. May her creations open the hearts, minds, and souls of people so that they will treasure all of our animal friends. To learn more about Chantal Poulin Durocher, please visit chantalpaulindurocher.com.
Turn to vegan. Congratulations! You have climbed to the mountain top.
Conscious viewers, we sincerely hope you enjoyed today's program. Please join us again next Thursday, January 4th for Chantal Poulin Durocher Vegan Heartfelt Artist Part 2 of 2. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television for multi-part series of Courage and Compassion on the Street Part 13, New York City, right after Noteworthy News. May our world soon be a vegan paradise for all.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. Heaven Godspeed.